UFC 312, Plessis versus Strickland II. I'm the Kombat Oracle, here to give you all the fight breakdowns faster than Bryce Mitchell lost his fan base. Salkilld versus Jubli. Salkilld has the hometown advantage, and he's going against Jubli, who was embarrassingly knocked out in the third round in his last fight. He fought Mike Braden in that fight, who literally started barking at him. And that is how he got flatline KO'd. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever witnessed in this sport. Salkilld, round 2, KO. Next fight, Jousset versus Micallef. If you're not fading Jousset yet, you need to. Micallef is a lot tougher and stronger and is going to be looking to impress in his UFC debut. Micallef, round 2, submission. Next fight is Steele versus Rongzhu. Steele didn't exactly fight the way we all expected him to on his Contender Series fight. Most likely because he was trying to guarantee himself a contract and showcase his hands. But his best path to victory in this fight is going to be his wrestling. Rongzhu has over twice the MMA experience of Steele, and that's a bad thing in this matchup. The athleticism of Steele is going to break him down. Steele, round 3, submission. Next fight, Topuria versus Thickness. Topuria's slick, but I'm not talking about the current champ. I'm talking about his older brother. And he's going to fight Thickness, who's coming in on short notice. But all the hype, all the focus is going to be on Topuria, and that's going to cause him to overcalculate in this matchup. That's why I'm going to take Thickness, unanimous decision. Next fight is Wang versus Brasil. Wang was a huge disappointment in her last fight. She got hurt early and then gave into the submission. Brasil, on the other hand, she has a lot to come back from, and that's a good thing for her. But unfortunately, in this exact matchup, it's not very good. She blinks way too much on the outside, and right where Wang likes to hang, giving her the advantage over the rounds. Wang, unanimous decision. Next fight, Nolan versus Borshchev. I wouldn't be surprised if this is Nolan's last fight in the UFC, even if he wins with spectacular knockout. And Borshchev, on the other hand, although he took the split decision, I don't really think he won that fight personally. And before then, against Cooper, he got schooled. I'm going Nolan. He has everything to gain and nothing to lose. Nolan, round 1, knockout. The next fight is Jenkins versus Santos. At one point, Jenkins looked very promising, but he's never been the same fighter ever since his arm break against Mariscal. Versus Santos, who's ever improving. I'm going Santos, round 2, submission. Matthews versus Prada. Matthews is an OG, and I'm sure he's going to put on a spectacular fight for all the Australian fans. But Prada moving up a weight class is going to have a power advantage, and against a guy like Matthews that likes to trade blows the way that he does, I have to take Prada with a round 1 knockout. Next fight, Crute versus Bellato. UFC 312 is stacked with Aussie stars, but Crute is not one of them. Bellato is stepping in on short notice, replacing Prochnio. That tells me that this fight is going to stay on the feet and against the fence, giving Bellato everything he needs to hit the center and win the scorecards. Bellato, unanimous decision. Next fight, Teixeira versus Tafa. The big question everybody wants to know, how good is Teixeira? We can't really say. He hasn't fought anybody that knows how to fight. Tafa, our superstar, who has knockout highlight after knockout highlight, is going against this guy in his UFC debut on the main card pay-per-view. And I think that's happening for a real reason. Teixeira was found by the LFA. They signed that guy up until the UFC had to pay for premium. That's why they're trying to make their money again. I gotta believe in the skill of Teixeira. Teixeira, round 1 knockout. Next fight, Weili versus Suarez. Weili is so dominant in her style of fighting that I understand why people think Suarez can come in and maybe play game. But at the end of the day, she can get an old veteran lesson against Weili, and she's going to remain the champ. Weili, majority decision. Plessis versus Strickland II, the rematch that we needed. This is crazy that this is actually happening. Both of these gentlemen had to earn a victory in their last opponents to be squared up again. Now we get to find out once and for all who the real champion actually is. Plessis, this is a man coming in with the gold, high fight IQ, power, confidence. Strickland, brave, dumb, brawler style. And he's got a purpose behind his punch this time around. I'm taking Strickland, round 3, KO. Let's go! Thanks for watching. I'm the Kombat Oracle. I'll see you next time.